What's something your family did that showed you there's levels to entitlement? My birth parents, who signed me away when I was 4 years old, are now legally demanding $150,000. You see, I don't remember much about my early years, just my dad taking me to dark closets at night to relieve himself, or the sight of my mom emptying my piggy bank, then staying awake for 72 hours on the meth she bought with every last cent. Child services finally got involved after I walked out of my house with a needle in my pocket, and my neighbor saw me. They arrived to check up on me, and my parents, high as kites, on the spot, chose to voluntarily terminate their parental rights rather than fight for me. My grandmother on my mother's side stepped in and became my legal guardian. Growing up with her was like living in a different universe. She cooked me food and changed my diapers for me. She worked 2 jobs to keep us afloat, mornings at the hospital cafeteria and evenings cleaning offices, but she never missed a school play or parent-teacher conference. Still, I couldn't shake the fantasy that my parents would someday show up, reformed and ready to love me, and so I wrote them letters every month from ages 7 to 14. Grandma had their address, and though she discouraged it, she never stopped me from sending them. Not once did I receive a reply. I'd check the mailbox obsessively, convinced that this would be the day. It never was. The breaking point came during my high school graduation. I was valedictorian, and Grandma had saved for months to throw me a party. 2 days before the ceremony, my father called. I hadn't heard his voice in 15 years, but I knew it instantly. He said he'd heard about my graduation and wanted to attend. My hands shook as I gave him the details. I even reserved 2 seats in the front row, moving Grandma's friends to accommodate them. They never showed. I spent the entire ceremony scanning the crowd, barely hearing my own speech. The empty seats seemed to mock me. That night, while everyone celebrated, I locked myself in the bathroom and sobbed until I couldn't breathe. Grandma found me there and held me while I finally accepted the truth. I was nothing to them but a closed chapter. I channeled my pain into purpose. With Grandma's encouragement and the help of need-based scholarships, I got into a top university for pre-med. Medical school followed, then a grueling residency in cardiac surgery. Grandma attended every milestone, even when she had to use a wheelchair. When I finally became an attending surgeon at 32, my first act was to pay off her mortgage and renovate her house. My nephew, my cousin's son, had always been like a little brother to me. When he got into medical school last year but couldn't afford it, I didn't hesitate. I liquidated my investments and covered his first 2 years' tuition, about $120,000. It felt like completing a circle, giving him the support I'd received, and that's when they resurfaced. The call came on a Tuesday evening. I was reviewing surgical notes when an unknown number appeared. My mother's voice was older, raspier, but unmistakable. No, hello, no, how have you been for the past 29 years? Just, I heard you're paying for David's medical school. My mouth went dry. How did you get this number? Just some digging around. Doesn't matter. Anyway, your sister needs help with college. My what? Your sister. She's 19. Pre-law at state. Very smart, but tuition is killing us. The casual way she said it, like we'd been chatting regularly, like she hadn't abandoned me, like I should care about a sibling I'd never known existed, made my stomach turn. I don't have a sister, I said. Don't be difficult, she responded. You helped your cousin's kid but not your own sister? I hung up. I thought that would be that. Until the lawsuit papers arrived at the hospital 2 weeks later, creating a scene that still makes me cringe. My parents are suing for $150,000, claiming filial responsibility under an obscure state law that makes adult children potentially liable for supporting indigent parents. Their argument is that by giving money to my nephew, I've demonstrated the financial ability to support them and their daughter, my real sister, as they put it in the filing. What makes this particularly painful is that I am Chinese, and in China, maintaining a respectful relationship with your parents as their son or daughter, despite how they treated you, is looked at as crucial. This seems to be the exact angle my mother and father are taking. Several of my parents' relatives, people who never once checked on me during my childhood, have begun calling, telling me I'm bringing shame to the family by forcing my parents to sue. My lawyer thinks we should win, but she's warned me that these cases can get complicated, especially with a cultural component. She's concerned that despite any sane person being able to see I'm in the right, I may actually lose this case. In Chinese culture, filial piety isn't just a nice concept. It's a fundamental obligation that supersedes almost everything else, including how badly parents may have treated their children. My parents have apparently been telling anyone who'll listen that I'm a heartless daughter who got rich and forgot where I came from. I hope to God I win. Full story on channel linked below.